So Randy Orton missed the first month of 2015 after he was storyline injured by Seth Rollins from a curb stomp a few weeks before Survivor Series of 2014. Randy Orton was diagnosed with a quote concussion in the storyline terms and was out of action for a couple of months. Now it was reported that he was originally supposed to return at Survivor Series, but then Sting came to WWE and they scrapped that because they felt like too many interferences would get too many people getting involved in the match would overbook it. And then they later delayed that. Originally, he was going to come back for a tables, ladders, and chairs, fight Seth Rollins in a tables, ladders, and chairs match. Then that match got delayed. Their eventual match got delayed, and then there's word that he's going to be back for time for Royal Rumble, and everyone was assuming since Seth Rollins is involved with the triple threat match, does that mean Randy Orton will come in and make it a fatal four-way match? That seemed the most likely. However, Randy Orton did not return for that match, which would have been awesome. And he certainly didn't return for the Royal Rumble match. And it was reported about a week after the pay per view ended, that they had guys like Nikolai Volkov, Chris Jericho, Jake the Snake Roberts, Randy Orton, and so forth, all geared up, ready to compete in the match. They were told this, and then WWE management came to them and said, "Oh, you're all nine in the match." You see, we wanted to troll the fans, trying to get the IWC to get watching this pay-per-view. We wanted to troll the fans. You can obviously think where this problem is. Okay, before I continue any further, let me just say, Triple H is a troll. The NXT fans can be very savage, like the internet, and ECW fans are savage, like the internet. And what you just did was not trolling the fans. Thank God you didn't advertise them, or else you'd be false advertising us. But you're sort of wasting all their time. Like, they could be at home with their families, and they're stuck here being told they're going to do this, but ultimately it was all for nothing. And I wonder how Jake Roberts felt that day. Like he was petitioning to go into WrestleMania, to go into the Royal Rumble match, and last year he was supposed to, but WWE pretty much held hostage the Hall of Fame, saying it's either the Royal Rumble or the Hall of Fame. Which one do you want? And then they're telling him, "Oh, you're going to be in the Royal Rumble this year, and you're going to be in this match an unknown amount of time, and eventually get eliminated, most likely by Bray Wyatt." Then came out and said, "Oh, you poor bastard. We lied. We just wanted to waste your time and fool the IWC." Don't give me that angry look. Yeah, that's not really trolling. That's more like pissing the wrestlers off. So everyone's wondering, oh well, it's reported he's going to be back in time for WrestleMania. So, and I knew, okay, he's coming back at Fastlane, isn't he? And sure enough, I was right. After the Authority had defeated, led by Big Show, Seth Rollins, and Kane, defeated Eric Rowan, Ryback, and Dolph Ziggler in a somewhat okay match, Orton returned and saved the three from a post-match beatdown and later gave an RKO to Jamie Noble and Joey Mercury of J&J Security and Kane, only proving how far Kane has fallen from grace since his days as the Hellfire from Brimstone. So yeah, and he tried to attack Rollins, however, J&J Security made the save. So the night after Fastlane, the Authority tried to convince Orton to come back to the quote family. Orton didn't give him an answer. He initially rejected their offer and then came to a conclusion saying, "Hey, let's talk backstage." And Orton and Rollins shook hands and formally tied an agreement. And I thought, oh God, are they seriously thinking we're gonna fall for this? Like, if you didn't do the match at Fastlane like that, like, if you didn't do what happened at Fastlane after the match with Orton attacking everybody, then I would probably buy it. Like, Orton might have lost it a little bit, but like, yeah, Orton's gonna turn on Rollins after this. I give it a few weeks. So, Orton did a series of hints that he was going to turn on them, and I was like, just do it, man. I want to see the beatdown. That's all I want. I don't want to wait for this pathetic crap of insulting our intelligence. So, like, there was some subtleness with Orton. Like, Orton would occasionally get the authority from behind the scenes, and it led to a hilarious promo on the night he would turn on them, where he called out everything that's wrong with Big Show, Kane, and JJ Security, mostly Kane. As I keep saying, Kane is a complete disaster at this point. Um, and Orton claims that Rollins he was gonna make Rollins his bitch, and I was like, oh, it's funny. So Orton, during a handicap match against Roman Reigns, Orton went ahead and did the middle fingers to Rollins after he tried to tag him in, and I was like, well, WWE match was pissed. Like, yeah, everyone knew what you did. You just show the middle fingers, but when you realize, oh wait, he's doing the middle fingers, lower the camera because we don't want to piss off any parents who might have brought their kids to watch or on TV. Um, yeah, we're this super sensitive and politically correct. So Orton proceeded to brutally destroy Seth Rollins, and on March 9th, and it was well, it was a massacre. And I'm pretty sure I wish JR was there to basically say, "Stop it, man! Stop it! The man has a family!" Even though Rollins doesn't really have a family, because he's single. Well, he has a girlfriend, but his fiance. Let's not go into that detail. I never talked about it in the video, so definitely I'm not going to talk about now what happened with Rollins. Um, on March 16th, a match between the two, Seth Rollins and Orton, was made official at WrestleMania 31. And Orton just possibly got the biggest highlight of his career, one of the biggest at least, was when Sting came to his rescue, who aided Orton in holding the authority off. And part of me actually wanted to see the Viper take on the Scorpion a bit. Like, I wanted to see, oh, is Randy Orton gonna, oh, please tell me Orton's gonna RKO Sting, because that would bring back the Legend Killer. Like, that would have been awesome. Like, it would have made no sense. It would pretty much be pissing off the storyline, but it still would have been awesome just to see it. Oh, man. Orton defeated Seth Rollins surprisingly at the pay per view, and I was like, okay. Like, are you going to make up for this? Like, if you're not going to build something out of this, win should have actually went to Seth Rollins. But I will point out that he got the biggest RKO of his career by doing a high flying reverse curb stomp RKO, which was awesome and possibly his best one ever. Well, unless he did it to Shawn Michaels, because Shawn Michaels likes to oversell at times, but mostly sell. But Rollins cashed in Money in the Bank and whatnot, and becomes world champion in the main event, becoming the first ever guy to cash in Money in the Bank at WrestleMania. So, with Rollins as new champion, Orton defeated Roman Reigns and Ryback on April 6th in a triple threat match to become the number one contender to face Seth Rollins at Extreme Rules. And they banned the RKO. And like I said in my Seth Rollins video, it was okay, but with the booking that Seth Rollins was trying to get after he won the title, with the banning of the curb stomp, and also, well, in storyline they banned the RKO, his signature move, and Kane was the gatekeeper. I was like, okay, please tell. Oh god, just say Kane's gonna get involved in the match. Don't make him the gatekeeper. Like, have him interfere in the match and just chokeslam Orton, and then he chokeslam Seth Rollins then. So that happened, and that's where everything starts going downhill for Orton for this year. Like, Orton failed to win the world title again at Payback when he lost in a fatal four-way match, including Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns against Seth Rollins. And at Money in the Bank, he was in the Money in the Bank ladder match and lost to Sheamus. And then after this, they did a pretty pointless feud between Orton and Sheamus that lasted for a couple of months. Orton defeated Sheamus at Battleground, and then Sheamus beat him at SummerSlam, and that was pretty much, well, when you think about it, it was kind of pointless because there was no real story put to it. It was just like, oh, these two don't like each other, so wait a second, why do they not like each other? Did they ever give a clarified reason? In fact, wait, now that I'm thinking about it, what the hell did Sheamus do? Normally it's the heel that starts the fight a lot. unless it's John Cena, but normally it's the heel that starts the fight. So what does Sheamus do? Bro kick him in the match? That's kind of expected. So that happened. um, and so after this, after the feud was over between Sheamus and Orton, and after his feud with Seth Rollins led to this downward spiral, he entered a feud with the Wyatt family. And I was like, okay, this is gonna be the rejuvenating point. Orton is gonna get back some momentum. He's gonna fight the Wyatt family, and he teamed up with Reigns and Ambrose at times, where he beat Sheamus. Well, beforehand he beat Sheamus again, but after the match, the Wyatt family jumped Orton, and I was really excited to see, oh, what are they going to do with Orton and Bray Wyatt? That's actually going to be an awesome match. So, so they beat him up. He misses Night of Champions, and he returns on September 21st to save Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns from the Wyatt family, starting an alliance between them, which everyone kept saying, shouldn't they have... So, wait, they're revisiting their old... So, wait. Let me try and get this straight. Orton, who has repeatedly beaten up Roman Reigns, beaten up Dean Ambrose, smashed steel chairs over their backs after Seth Rollins turned on them, mostly on Roman Reigns, and the Bad Blood Evolution Shield feud, and they're gonna form an alliance? Like, if they did a bittersweet kind of alliance, like they didn't really want to do this, but they have a common enemy, but there was tension among the group between the two groups, then yeah, that would make sense. But WWE is, well, that thing never happened. Let's remove that from history, okay? So the next night, Orton teamed up with Ambrose on the next Raw after he formed an alliance with Ambrose and Reigns, took on the New Day, lost, and before the next Raw, okay, now let me get the now beforehand when Ambrose and Orton took on the New Day, Orton and Ambrose said that they were going to fight Luke Harper and Braun Strowman at the Hell in a Cell kickoff. And I was like, oh my god, you have got to be freaking kidding me. This is how you repay Orton's hard work, especially with his shoulder injuries? Like, he's not good enough to be part of the main card. You're going to put him on the kickoff show? This guy's main evented dozens of pay-per-views. And what did Orton do? Did he get heat? Like, there's no report of heat backstage. Well, mostly. And you're going to put him, Ambrose, who had just recently come off of a few main event matches on pay-per-view, to take on the Wyatt family, and they're not even good enough to be in a tag team match on the main show? Hell, I would have settled for a tag team Hell in a Cell match. That would have been awesome. But on the kickoff show, and then it got later said, then later commentary said, oh, Orton is no longer capable of doing the match because the Wyatt family attacked him during the Mexico tour they were doing. And now it's like, oh, God. Now he's not even good enough to be on the kickoff show? You don't want him on the pay-per-view? Did Orton piss you off or something? Then I took everything back I said when I heard the report of Randy Orton suffering a shoulder injury. And when I heard, wow, oh, that's bad. Well, good thing they took him off the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. I mean, like, damn, how did he get that injury? So I looked it up, and then I found out he took out the trash, and then he got injured. This silence is indicating my surprise at what I just heard. Okay, this might be morbidly cruel of me, but I wanted to laugh a bit when I heard this. Like, Orton took out the trash, and then he gets hurt. Like, 16 seconds afterwards. Taking out the trash somehow broke his shoulders. And, like, I get Orton's had a history of shoulder problems, so I think that might have been a reason. But happening while taking out the trash and not in the hard physical contact sport, that's really hilarious a bit. Yes, I know, morbidly cruel. But yeah, I sympathize with Orton, and then I heard he's going to be gone for 4 to 6 months. And then I thought, wait a second. You just highlighted the Wyatt family taking him out. So if he comes back in 4 months, he'll be back in time for WrestleMania. So we just have our match. Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton. It's going to happen at WrestleMania next year. Then it got reported that he has a lingering neck injury and his shoulders are deteriorating if he doesn't get surgery. So now he's going to be gone for most of 2016, which is sad because at the time of his injury, I was reading Sean's View Entertainment. I was reading some reports and rumors saying, oh, they're going to have him face Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania. They're going to have him, after Sting got hurt at least, they were going to have Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton finally, which would have been hell of awesomeness. Because one, it's a dream match. Two, and this is really important, an F5 turns into an RKO. Tell me that would not be epic. Okay, good. We're in agreement. So that ends Orton's 2015 on a pretty low note. Hopefully when he comes back, most likely in 2017, so he's going to be off for a year due to this, due to neck and shoulder issues. Pretty much a bad time since now the roster is completely thinned. So, best wishes to Orton, all the better. Hope he recovers from this and picks up where he left off, or actually gets better booking. This was Neo Reality Entertainment. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and donate, and stay tuned for more.